You've probably been through this before. She turned you down, pulled away, or showed she wasn't interested. You tried to move on, took the hit to your pride, and started focusing on yourself. But just when you began to let go, she suddenly pops up again. A text, a call, a casual, "Hey, how have you been?" This leaves most men puzzled. Why would a woman who didn't want you before come back later acting interested? Was she confused, regretful, or just playing games? Here's the truth. When a woman rejects you, it's rarely final. Female feelings are changeable. Emotions shift. Situations change. And often when a woman leaves, she's not closing the door completely. She's stepping back to see what kind of man you are without her. Most men fail this test because they chase. They try to prove their worth, beg for another chance, or act desperate to win her over. That only reinforces her decision to reject you because it shows emotional weakness. But the man who walks away calmly focuses on himself and improves his life without bitterness. He changes the situation completely. When she sees that you didn't fall apart, that you stayed calm and got better, her view of you changes. She starts to question her decision. She starts to feel a mix of curiosity and regret. That's when she comes back, not out of pity, but because she is attracted to the strength she missed. In this video, we'll explain the 7 psychological and behavioral reasons why women return after rejecting a man and what you should do when she does. Because knowing why she comes back helps you respond clearly, not emotionally. But before we start, listen carefully. What you see here on my channel is just a preview, not the full picture. If you really want to master dating and understand how modern relationships work, don't wait. Go now to https://stoicapproachtolife.com.auigvvls or go to my description and click the link below to unlock true strategies, the ego factor, why women test their power over you, real lessons and real results. Don't just watch Level Up today. So let's get started. 1. Curiosity about your growth. When a woman turns you down, she often thinks you'll stay the same, stuck in disappointment or trying to win her approval. She expects to see the same version of you that she left. But when time goes by and she sees genuine change, real growth, curiosity arises. Women are emotional watchers. Even if she's not talking to you, she's observing. Through mutual friends, social media, or subtle check-ins, she'll notice when your vibe changes. Maybe you've started going to the gym, your confidence has increased, or you've become more focused and calm. Suddenly, you're not the man she turned down. You're a changed man. And that's what grabs her attention again. You see, rejection often stems from emotional imbalance. She didn't feel enough. Attraction or respect back then. But when she sees you doing well without her, her mind changes the story. She starts wondering, did I underestimate him? That small doubt changes how she sees you. The strong man doesn't chase after rejection. He lets silence speak for him. He focuses on his goals, not her approval. And that quiet progress becomes attractive because women like growth. They are drawn to the man who doesn't stay the same as when he lost her. Curiosity is a strong feeling in women. It makes her wonder what she missed. It makes her rethink the connection. And when she reaches out, it's rarely just to check in. It's to see if the man she rejected is now better than she thought. When that happens, don't show excitement or anger. Stay calm. Be polite, but distant. The power is in your calmness. Let her see that she doesn't have the same access to you anymore. That small change in your energy, your calm indifference will interest her more than any sweet words could. Women come back not because they suddenly see you as amazing, but because your growth made them rethink their judgment. You became unpredictable, unavailable, and in her emotional world, that's a strong mix. When she feels that your world no longer revolves around her, that's when she starts moving toward yours. 2. Regret from losing stability. When a woman leaves a man, she might do it in a moment of emotion. Maybe she felt bored, unsure, or thought she could find something better. But when things settle down and she looks at the emotional stability you once gave her compared to what she finds elsewhere, regret quietly comes in. Modern dating is chaotic. Most men she meets after you aren't calm, patient, or centered. They're inconsistent, distracted, or emotionally unstable. At first, the chaos feels exciting, the thrill of something new, but excitement fades quickly, and when it does, women miss the emotional safety they had. If you were a man who gave that, the one who stayed calm, who didn't play games, she'll remember it. Stability is undervalued until it's gone. A woman may not say it, but she remembers the man who made her feel secure. The one who didn't argue over silly things, who didn't fight for her attention, who knew how to avoid drama instead of getting caught up in it. And when she's tired of when curiosity makes her miss what she rejected emotional ups and downs, that memory becomes stronger. This is where the calm advantage shows. While she's been seeking new experiences, you've been building your self-control. You've stayed steady, improved your life, and carried yourself with quiet purpose. That energy stands out, especially in a world full of emotional chaos. When she returns, she's not just coming back for you. She's coming back for the feeling you gave her, the peace she didn't appreciate before. The mind always wants what it lost, but didn't value. Now, here's where many men go wrong. They let her back in too easily. They see her return as a reward instead of a sign. You need to see her return for what it is, a sign of her emotional change, not a reward for your waiting. Your job isn't to punish her, but to protect your peace. Welcome her, but keep your standards high. She should feel that she's not coming back to the same person. She's entering a new chapter where your boundaries are clear and your energy is precious. That's how you maintain control. Because when she sees that your stability doesn't depend on her, that it's something you built within yourself, she respects you more than before. Regret only grows stronger when it meets calmness. So when she comes back, don't remind her of what she lost through words. Remind her with your silence, your calm, and your progress. She'll see that the peace she once took for granted is now protected by a man who no longer gives it away easily. 3. The fear of replacement. There's one feeling that hurts more than regret in a woman's mind. The fear of being replaced. When she turned you down, she thought she had time. She believed you'd wait, that your feelings would stay, and that she could always return if things didn't work out. Most men unknowingly strengthen that belief by staying available, replying quickly, or showing they're still emotionally attached. But when a man goes silent, when he withdraws his attention completely and starts improving without her, that's when her feelings begin to change. Suddenly, she feels unseen. And in a woman's world, being unseen equals danger. The fear of being replaced isn't just about ego, it's about emotional safety. Women want to know that if they ever came back, the door would still be a bit open. But when that door closes, when you become unavailable, when she sees that your attention has shifted, that fear begins to eat at her. Maybe she sees you looking happier. Maybe another woman is smiling in your photos. Or maybe you're simply too focused on your goals to notice her anymore. Either way, she starts to feel something she didn't expect. Discomfort. That discomfort triggers curiosity, then jealousy, then the urge to reinsert herself into your life just to see if she still matters. This isn't always about love. It's about emotional validation. Rejection gave her power once, but seeing you unfazed takes it away, so she tries to reclaim it. She might message casually, test your availability, or say things like, "I miss our talks." But what she's really, the scarcity effect. Why distance shifts. Her mindset asking is, do I still have influence over you? The Stoic man doesn't take the bait. He doesn't get emotional, doesn't brag, doesn't try to prove that he's moved on. He stays steady, calm, polite, and distant because his actions speak louder than his words. You see, when she feels replaced, she rethinks everything. The man she once turned down now has the emotional power, not because he tried to get it, but because he learned to detach. He put his energy into something more important than her approval. That change shifts everything. Now she's the one looking for answers. She's the one wondering what changed, why your energy feels different, why she now wants what she once ignored. When a woman fears being replaced, she'll come back to check her place in your life. Your job is not to comfort her. It's to stay the man who doesn't need to. Because the truth is, when you grow past her emotionally, the dynamic changes. She's no longer rejecting you. She's chasing the version of you that learned to move on. That's when she realizes she didn't lose you when she turned you down. She lost you when you stopped needing her approval. 4. Testing your emotional strength. When a woman rejects you, it's not always because she's lost interest. Sometimes she wants to see how strong you are without her. Women understand emotions deeply. They learn more about a man by how he handles rejection than by how he handles affection. If you fall apart, chase after her, or act bitter when she leaves, she sees that as weakness. But if you stay calm, focused, and emotionally balanced, not arguing or seeking her approval, she starts to respect you more. That quiet confidence is powerful. Here's what most men miss. When a woman rejects you, she's not always shutting you out. Sometimes she's giving space to test your energy. She wants to see if you stay centered when things change. Will you break under emotional pressure or stay strong? Will you lose your sense of worth because she pulled away? Or will you keep moving forward with confidence? Every man says he's confident until rejection hits. That's when the truth shows. The calm man doesn't fight rejection. He accepts it, thanks her for her honesty, and moves on without emotional reaction. That calm response leaves an imprint on her mind because she expects anger, sadness, or pleading, not poise. And when she gets poise, she starts to wonder if she misjudged you. That doubt becomes the seed of attraction. Over time, that composure stands out even more. Most men will eventually expose their emotional instability through subtle bitterness, indirect posts, or desperate attempts to reconnect. But the man who keeps his peace and focuses on his goals, he becomes unforgettable. His silence becomes mystery. His lack of reaction becomes power. When she sees that you didn't break, it changes the way she sees you. It's no longer about the rejection itself. It's about what that moment showed. You showed strength, self-control, and inner calm. These three things are very attractive to women, especially when they see how rare they are. That's why many women come back after rejection. They want to see if your calmness was real or just temporary. They might test you again, maybe flirt a bit or bring up the past to check if you still have the same energy. If you do, the attraction grows. The truth is, when a man handles rejection with quiet dignity, he becomes the kind of man a woman can't stop thinking about. Because in a world full control, attention, and the female psychology behind coming back of men seeking approval, he proved his value without saying a word. So when she comes back, remember this. She's not just revisiting you. She's revisiting the moment you passed her test without even knowing it. 5. Realizing you were genuine. One of the most powerful realizations a woman can have after rejecting a man is that your intentions were real and hers weren't. See, most men approach women with a plan. They want something quick: attention, approval, closeness, ego boosts. Women sense that right away. That's why they become guarded or dismissive. They've seen it before. But sometimes a woman meets a man whose intentions are genuine, not desperate, not manipulative, not fake. He's real. He values connection, but he doesn't beg for it. He shows interest, but he keeps his self-respect. And when she turns him down, she doesn't always realize what she's leaving behind until she meets more men. The moment she starts interacting with others and sees how shallow, inconsistent, or self-centered most of them are, she begins to compare, and comparison brings clarity. The small things you did, the way you listened without judging, the way you spoke calmly, the way you stayed kind without being a pushover, those details start to stand out. At first, she might try to forget the memory, but over time, it becomes stronger, especially when she sees that you were not pretending. You didn't react badly after she turned you down. You didn't gossip about her, try to get her attention, or act bitter. You just kept being yourself. That's when it hits her. You were real. You meant what you said. You showed up as a strong man. And she thought that was weak. Just because she didn't see realness in a world full of fake faces. This is one of the main reasons women come back. They start seeing that being real doesn't shout. It shows that quiet consistency they ignored before becomes the very thing they want when everything else around them feels fake. Now, when she comes back, it often comes with humility. She might not admit she was wrong directly, but her tone will change. You'll notice it softer, more respectful, more curious. That shift is acknowledgement. She finally gets the difference between a man who just wanted her and a man who respected her while wanting her. When that moment comes, you have two choices. You can let her back in and rebuild from a strong place, or you can move forward, thankful for what you learned. Either way, your energy stays the same, calm, confident, unchanged. Remember, real men always win in the end, not because they try harder, but because being real lasts, fakers fade. The man who was real from the start never has to prove it later. And that's what she'll always remember. The world may have tricked her for a while, but your steadiness showed what's true. 6. The pull of familiar energy. No matter how confident or independent a woman looks, feelings run deep. When she's been close to you, shared moments, talks, laughter, even silence, there's a bond that forms, even if she turned you down later. People can lie to themselves, but energy doesn't forget. And when her life feels unsure or when she wants the benefits. Without the commitment emotionally shaky, that bond starts pulling her back to what once felt safe. That's why she can vanish for months, date someone else, and suddenly come back. Like nothing happened. It's not random. It's emotional recall. She's drawn back to the feeling she had when she was with you, even if she didn't fully appreciate it before. See, women live through emotional contrasts. They feel life through experiences and energy changes. When she rejected you, it was probably during a high. She wanted more excitement, novelty, or space. But once that high fades and life starts hitting her with reality, her emotions look for balance. And that balance often lives in the energy of the man who made her feel calm and seen. This pull isn't always conscious. She might tell herself she just misses talking, but deep down she misses the stability your presence gave her. She remembers how talking with you made her think, how your tone made her feel calm, and how your presence balanced her emotions. It's not just about missing you as a person at first. It's about missing how she felt when she Was with you. That's something most men don't get. Women revisit the places where they once felt happy. But here's the key. When she comes back, she's not looking for the same old you. She's drawn to the feelings she recalls. If you've grown and set stronger boundaries, that energy is even more attractive now. But if you're still the same guy, waiting and hoping, she'll lose interest fast. So when she returns, don't dive into old memories. Stay in the present. Let her feel the new energy. You're not her emotional safety net anymore. You're a man with a goal. Let her understand that difference on her own. The familiarity she feels will keep her close, but your growth will keep her interested. And that's a strong mix. When a woman returns after rejecting you, it's not usually because she misses your face. It's because she misses your vibe, the calmness, the emotional depth, the quiet confidence. These things stay in her mind because they are rare. Your job isn't to prove anything when she comes back. It's to live in a way that shows you've grown since she left. Let her feel the comfort of what she knows, but also the tension of your growth. That's what makes her stay this time. 7. Her ego wants closure, but her heart wants you. When a woman rejects you, she often feels in control. That choice boosts her ego. She tells herself she did the right thing, that she's moving on, that she can find someone better. But as time goes by, if things don't go as she thought, her ego starts to fight with her feelings. That's when confusion kicks in, and that's when she comes back. See, women need emotional closure more than logical closure. Even if she rejected you, she'll still feel a need to confirm she made the right choice. If she sees you doing well, living calmly, and showing quiet confidence, her ego starts to itch. It whispers, "Did I really make the right choice? Or did I just lose something?" Rare? That's when her heart begins to fight her ego. She'll come back to check in, to catch up, or see how you've been. Why her return doesn't always mean attraction. But those words often hide a deeper reason. She wants reassurance. She wants to know if she still matters to you. If you give her that reassurance, her ego relaxes, but her attraction fades again. However, if you don't give it, if you stay balanced, kind but detached, her emotions grow stronger. Why? Because you just did what most men can't do. You refuse to feed her ego. You refuse to validate her decision. You let her feel the tension of uncertainty. That's what draws her back more than anything. The truth is, many women come back not to fix the relationship, but to get back emotional control. But when you stay calm and distant, you change that power balance. You're no longer reacting to her choices. You're making your own. And that's where emotional respect starts. If her ego brings her back, your calmness decides what happens next. The moment you chase, explain, or get too involved, she wins the emotional game again. But when you listen without getting attached, talk with calm confidence, and let silence speak, you take control without being aggressive. Remember, ego-driven returns are short-lived. Heart-driven ones are deeper. The man who knows the difference never gets caught. He doesn't mix up attention with attraction or curiosity with commitment. He knows that her return is just information, not affirmation. So when she comes back, don't be surprised. Just watch. Let her actions show her true intentions. If her energy is real, she stays the same. If it's ego, she'll leave once she's no longer curious. Either way, you stay centered because the real win isn't getting her back. It's realizing you never lost your worth. A woman may reject you, doubt you, or even leave you. But when you master emotional detachment, she'll always return, not for control, but for clarity. And that's when she learns what true power feels like. A man who no longer needs her approval to stand tall. Women often come back after rejection, not because they miss you, but because they feel your absence in a way they didn't expect. Your silence, your progress, and your peace disturb their ego and awaken their curiosity. But remember, the goal isn't to take them back. It's to understand the power of walking away with dignity. When you grow, evolve, and remain calm, you become unforgettable. Not because you chased, but because you didn't. The man who stays grounded after rejection doesn't lose. He transforms. And that change is what every woman remembers always. And before you leave, remember what you just saw is only a small part of the story. If you really want to get good at dating and build true confidence in today's relationships, don't wait. Go to http://www.stoicapproachtolife.com ABVLs right now and get full access to the lessons.